Okay, so let's get into this Bar, Ashley, Mama Shin, and Pastor T story once again. I feel like I've been talking about them all week. However, they've been in the T pages all week. So it's like I gotta talk about it. So let's get right into it. So Mama Shin decided to post a picture of her granddaughter to her Instagram account, which fired off Ashley and her mom, Pastor T. You know they don't like each other, they are beefing, and just earlier that week, Ashley put Bar on blast in a drunk photo. So nobody is really getting along and nobody is talking to anybody. So I feel like it was bad timing to maybe do that, because just before then, Shin did a whole 40-minute live where she was basically blasting the entire family, including Bar, dragging them all, including Bar, posting arrest warrants, everything. So I think that it was the wrong timing for her to do that. And it kind of looked like she was looking for a reaction, because the first time she posted a picture, it was clearly an old picture of Holly. Holly had a pacifier in her mouth, and it got a little bit of a response from the fam. So Ashley put up that, fans post pictures of her daughter all the time, and she's flattered. And Pastor T put up something similar, but she put a little bit more stank on it, as she always does, just saying that that's an old picture, but you wouldn't have any updated pictures of your granddaughter because you don't see her and you're blocked from our Instagram pages. So that happened. So the next day, Shin decided to upload more pictures of Holly, and this did not sit well with Pastor T, who then decided to upload a picture of Shin's grandson, which has no relation to her. And her and Ashley are in the comment section calling that boy sexy. And this bothered me a lot because of what happened yesterday. And I don't like how they are just putting kids into their business, especially T and Shin, being how old they are. But really, y'all, it's immature. I can't fake it or funk it. So if I have to start like from the very beginning, the origin story of why they don't even like each other, it's because when Bar and Ashley was living in Vegas, basically, you know how it is with single moms, or you don't even have to be a single mom. You're very controlling over your son. You feel like your son should do what you want him to do. And basically, Shin felt this way about Bar. So when Bar met Ashley and they had their own money and their own thing, Shin kind of felt pushed to the side. Ashley said that she did not like Bar's mother, Shin, because Shin is always trying to tell her what to do and undermine her parenting and undermine her as a woman, and tell her, you need to do this for your man, or you need to do that for your man, when all she's trying to do is be a good girlfriend to Bar. But it's a power struggle between those two because Shin just don't want to let Bar go. So they would get in, quite a few arguments. A source had inboxed me and said that Ashley had never liked Shin. Ashley would always make racial slurs towards Shin, and she thinks that Shin is basically white trash. And if you are keeping up with the arguments that they get into now, race is thrown in quite a bit, and the fact that Shin is white but she likes black men is thrown in the mix a lot. So I honestly believe what this source is saying about Ashley not liking her and calling her white trash and stuff. So they get in arguments and fights and stuff back in Vegas. The sister was actually sent to the hotel that Bar and Ashley were living in at the time. They were living in one of those like extended stays, I believe. So the sister was sent there one time after an argument between Ashley and Shin to fight, and supposedly Ashley never answered the door or something like that. After then is when Ashley decided that she did not want to give her daughter Shin's middle name anymore, and that sparked a whole bunch of controversy because everybody in the family that's a girl has Shin's middle name. Everybody in the family got Shin's middle name. Now, this is just an example to show you how close this family is with this single mother, okay? All of the sons felt the need to give their daughter that middle name. So Ashley was like, no, I'm not doing it. So the power struggle continues. So Bar has to sit down with his mom and say, basically, I don't want my daughter to have that middle name, just to appease Ashley. But the rest of the family, the brothers and everything, is looking at him like, is you seriously? You letting this girl pretty much whip you? So the source is going on about how it's a power struggle and how basically Ashley was winning and Sheen couldn't take it. So Sheen goes on a Facebook rant live before she was even famous and we even knew her. Okay, they were just had a little bit of clout in their hometown or whatever. Sheen decides to go live and show a pair of Ashley's dirty underwear to the entire world. Now, I don't know how she got a pair of Ashley's dirty underwear, but she was basically saying like, ew, this is how Ashley keeps herself. What man would want to have sex with her when her drawers is looking like this? So after repeated arguments, that's when T enters the chat. That's when T's like, I'm not going to let you keep doing this to my daughter, because Shin was also allegedly threatening to beat her up, but the verbal abuse was kind of 50-50. They were both threatening to beat each other up, which is ridiculous because I don't see how you would let it get that far with your in-laws or your supposed to be in-laws. But that is where the beef started, and then Shin and T never got along. They never saw eye to eye because T is Ashley and Ashley is T. They have the same thought process and they think that Shin is white trash, and whatever she says pretty much goes in one ear and out the other. So if you guys go back and check out the seasons, you can see everything that went down, but I just wanted to give a small breakdown of why these two pairs don't like each other, or these two families. They don't like each other. Bar is taking the side of Ashley and Ashley's mom because at the time, he didn't have no place to stay. He didn't have no place to stay, and he couldn't move in with his mom because allegedly she ain't got no place to stay either. So the updated drama started with a inbox from Teen Mom T to Shin about the drama and why is she in the drama. So Shin replies that she's not in the drama. Let me read this word for word. She says, I'm not in any of it. My son called me from jail. I got him out, period. They have called my phone for months, texting threats to my 9-year-old, me, and my other daughter, posting sexual comments about my 9-year-old, texting racial slurs, and this has been going on for months and months. I am not getting involved in the shit or madness. Once they illegally recorded me and MTV aired it, I have hired lawyers. They will take it from here. The defamation threats and privacy violations and racial slurs being sent to my phone and fake pages they are making, I'm over it all. So now I will let the courts handle all of them. I'm tired of being used for a storyline and lies. And now my 9-year-old is being sexually exploited online. They can fight with themselves, and now that Ashley put that pic up, hopefully his dumbass will learn, but I doubt it. My son is lost and a mess. I won't even deal with him. I'm pretty open about my position, saying what hasn't already been said. Then they put Holly in a rapist's hands, and that was it for me. Now let me unpack some of this. Everything she is saying, she has definitely said in the past, and that starts with these screenshots that Teen Mom T also put up. Now these screenshots are old. I think they were released like during the summer, but this is what she's talking about when she says that her daughter was exploited online and blase blase. So the first screenshot from her Instagram, she says, don't ever start a war you can't finish. I will drag you, sis, on my mama. So keep my kids out your mouth and worry about Yaz and her sexual conversation she be having with you. She gonna be pregnant tomorrow and Brian gonna be the daddy. Now, as far as I know, Brian is Yaz's stepfather. And as far as I know, the sexual conversation that T is saying that was had in the car was, I didn't see it as sexual, but I'll let you guys judge. Here it is.
Um, Fraud. Teabag. Teabagger. We have to call her Teabagger because she now uses the name Teabag.
We should talk.
Now let's be clear, she didn't patent it. Yazzie.
Oh, yes.
Fraud. Teabag. Teabagger. We have to call her Teabagger.
Yes.
Fraud. Teabag.
Now, like I said, I don't think that it was any sexual talk in that because Shane actually posted later, what does teabag mean? She's older. I really don't think she knew what it meant. However, the screenshots kept coming from T. She said, now come outside because I ain't got all day. Everyone knows I'm extremely booked and busy. I'm out now gathering supplies while dragging you. Now take that slut walk of shame, you and your whore daughter Nani. Talking about I live in Section 8, lol. From the looks of it, you can't even afford Section 8 or that hotel you live in. And yes, I said what I said because everyone thinks it's okay and cool when that shit is said in regards to Holly. We all can play this damn game. Don't do and say shit you don't want done back to you. Now, at the time, I think that Sheen was going live and basically down talking Ashley as a person and Bar for being brainwashed, but she didn't ever say anything about Holly. So now let's get into what Shin meant by letting Holly around a rapist. She says, okay, somebody says, how did you feel when Barr seen his dad? She says, that man was convicted of rape by false imprisonment of a minor, did 5 years in prison. He doesn't have to register as a sex offender for life because he was convicted before the lifetime registry law started. He also hurt Barr. Not sure why Barr would let that animal anywhere near Holly. It is insane to me. Now, Sheen is speaking of her ex-spouse, and she's basically saying that he was convicted of rape. And Barr let Holly around him. Not only that, they seem like they were very chubby, taking pictures. So this is her other claim of why she's done with Barr, because Barr reached out to his father. Now listen, everything is alleged. According to Ashley and her mother, Sheen raised kids that go out and murder people and all that stuff. And Shin has stood by their side. So Shin not standing by a murderer's side, like how do you guys look when you throw her under the bus for standing beside her sons who are accused of murder? However, y'all reach out to a alleged rapist and Barr, you have your daughter around her. Just saying, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. But Shin could also be, scorned because this is her ex-lover and she doesn't even get to see Holly, but the ex-lover gets to see Holly. And I feel like Ashley had a little bit to play in that, why that happened. However, I'm not here to judge. I really don't know what happened. Would you guys let your father, who was allegedly accused of rape back in the day, see your daughter or son in present day? Because keep in mind, everybody deserves a second chance, but rape is a big crime to come back from. And whose side are you taking, T or Shin's? In my comment section, people are a little fed up with Shin because, not Shin, T. Okay, people don't really say much about Shin in my comments, but people are kind of fed up with T because she's always bringing like, I'm black, I'm a fed up black woman into the equation. And while that does make sense, at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense if that's all you're yelling. You need to have some kind of proof to back up what you're saying. I understand that Shin released her own son's police record and is talking shit about him and saying he's losing his mind. But this could be coming from a hurt place. And Pastor T could be coming from a hurt place too, because all she's trying to do is take up for Ashley. In my personal opinion, I feel like they're both extremely wrong, especially after today when I saw that Pastor T posted a picture of Shin's grandson only to get a rise out of Shin because Shin had posted her own granddaughter. Okay, even though she doesn't see the granddaughter, it's still her granddaughter. So T posted a picture of Shin's grandson just to get up under her skin, and then her and Ashley are in the comment section calling him sexy. That's when I had to pull the plug and I was like, what are y'all doing? I'm not about to repost this on my Instagram. I have no idea what y'all doing. So, what y'all think?